Well, moving into our last story of the day, folks. I don't know what's up with us hounding Eric Adams here, the New York City mayor, but this guy's insane. This guy's insane. From illegal immigration that's taking place to him pushing, this whole equity, diversity, inclusion stuff. I mean, you name it. This guy's creating policies that are asinine. Guys, this is the gentleman that sits there and wants to put kiosks in stores so that when they're being robbed and burglarized, the guy that's robbing and burglarizing them can fill out social services forms while he's freaking burglarizing them. This is what this guy wants. And also, he doesn't want to sit there for first-time offenders, actually prosecute them. He just wants them to go to some sort of meeting and they can talk about their feelings on how they just robbed the place and looted it. I mean, it's wild. If you haven't seen that episode, go check it out. It's in our catalog. I'll try to leave a card above because it's so wild. So this is the next one. Are you guys sitting down for this? New York City Democratic Mayor Eric Adams claimed Friday that body type, yes, body type, has no connection to a person's health. I can't even say it. After signing a bill banning height and weight discrimination. Folks, his city's falling apart. Crime is running rampant, and this is where he wants to spend his time, signing a bill banning height and weight discrimination. Why don't you focus on the endless murders that are happening or your entire city being crippled and looted by criminals? Why don't you focus on that than height and weight discrimination? So the bill signed by Adams prohibits discrimination on the basis of height and weight for employment, housing, and public accommodations in the city. The bill contains an exception for employers who need to consider height and weight to abide by federal, state, and local laws and regulations. After signing legislations, Adams discussed why he believes it necessary and made a scientifically erroneous statement. Are you guys ready for this statement? Quote, "Everyone knows that I'm a person that believes in health." So when you talk about not discriminating against someone because of their body type, it's not fighting against obesity. It's just not being fair. It's all about fairness. Folks, I hate to say it, but life is not fair. There's a lot of things in life that isn't fair, but what people are constantly trying to do is they're trying to force fairness upon every aspect of life. It's not realistic. It's really not. And he says this, and science has shown, are you guys ready? You ready for this? And science has shown that body type is not a connection to if you are healthy or unhealthy. I think that's a misnomer. Oh my God. These are the people running the show. I think that's a misnomer. Oh my God. Hey, I'm 600 pounds, but there's no connection to my health and my body type. Do they got to take out a wall for me to get out of my house in? Like you see that on TLC, like half-ton dad or like 600-pound woman or whatever it is. No, there's no connection to health. No, there's no studies to support that. So Adams did not provide a study. Of course he didn't. Or bring receipts to back up his claim. We see that all the time for politicians, Democrats probably more than ever. They'll shout something to the skies and they won't actually back it up. I mean, I understand that, and I think there is actually a point to be made here, is that there's so much information out there, right? You read an article, you don't always basically digest and memorize, okay, well, who did that study? How was that study conducted? You just know that you read the study and you kind of basically got the abstract or the summary of the study. I think we're kind of moving into a realm to where people cite studies in a long form format. You see this a lot on podcasts where they just expect the person to have everything memorized and go, well, who said that study? What was that study done? When was it created? I don't think that's realistic. I think we can have hopefully a good faith argument in taking what that study said that the person was saying, maybe in good faith, not all the time, but maybe at least have a conversation around and going, hey, I don't need that study necessarily. I don't agree with it. I think there's probably some issues with it and move on. But we're kind of getting that realm of like, well, what was that study? It's like, I don't know, man. I read it like 2 years ago. Or I don't know. I mean, we're talking about 30 different things. I can't have 30 plus different studies memorized in my head. I don't think that's realistic. Maybe for some people it is. But, that's kind of where we're at in the realm. So he doesn't provide receipts. He just throws out a claim. But the CDC states that obese people are at an increased risk of serious diseases and health conditions such as high blood pressure, coronary heart disease, and stroke. I mean, that was just to name a few of them. Those who are underweight also face serious health conditions. I mean, there's a spectrum here, right? You could be drastically overweight or you could be drastically underweight. Everybody knows this. Everybody has known this for decades. For decades. So those who are underweight also face serious health risks such as vitamin deficiencies, anemia, and decreased immune function, according to Healthline. I mean, hell, you could go to your doctor and see this, but hey, we're also moving as a society where doctors think it's okay to kill babies. We see that as well, abortions. We also have doctors that will probably contradict you here. There's doctors that sit there and literally think that men can become women and women can become men. That's where we're moving as a society. Things are getting dangerous. Things are getting real dangerous. New York City's new law is set to take effect on November 22nd. 6 other cities. Do you just want to take a gander? Do you think these are Democrat-ran cities or just Republican-ran? Want to just take a little guess in the comment section, folks? Washington, D.C. is one. San Francisco's another. As well as the states of Michigan and Washington also have laws against height and weight discrimination. Of course they do. Of course they do. Similar legislation is currently being considered in New Jersey, Massachusetts, and this also comes from the New York Times. Quote, size discrimination is a social justice issue. It's always social justice, right? It's always about the social issues. And a public health threat. Look, Americans are overweight. Technically, you guys, by the way, I'm overweight. I think I'm supposed to be like 165 or something like that. I don't have no issues telling my weight. I'm about 190. Some of that's muscle, folks. I'm big. I'm strong. Not really. I am overweight. I'm running. Okay, I'm on 2 miles a day, folks. We know, I believe Eric, or in other words, Shib, is on the treadmill as well. Congrats, Shib. If any of you want to go on a weight loss excursion with the Bald Brad, feel free to do so. Just go out and walk, folks. Get out there like 10 minutes a day and slowly increase it as time goes on. I'm not saying I run. I got a 5-minute mile, but I'm out there trying to run every single day. Lose some weight, folks. Be healthy. Be healthy. All right, so size discrimination is a social justice issue and public health threat. This comes from New York City City Council member Sean Abreu, or whatever the hell. People with different body types are denied access to job opportunities and equal wages, and they have had no legal recourse to contest it. Worse yet, millions are taught to hate their bodies. I mean, look, that is true. That second part is true because of the social media and kind of what women are portraying their bodies at, and some bodies aren't realistic. The time that goes into building that body, right? You're not going to look like Thor, Chris Hemsworth all the time. The amount of time you have to put into that is insane. People just don't have that kind of time. So there's truth to that. As the global beacon of tolerance, it is only right that New York City is leading the national effort to end size discrimination with the signing of this law today. Look, there also is a side of it where we're affirming obesity in this country. There's stories out there right now where you have, I don't know if it's the obesity crew, or I don't know what you call them on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, but they basically want, if you go onto an airplane, they can't fit down the aisles anymore. So they want the airlines to increase the size of the aircraft to cater to their obesity because they can't fit down the aisles anymore. Furthermore, if they can't fit into a seat, and it's going to take them to have 2 seats because that's what they need. I mean, hell, if you can't fit down the aisle, you're probably not going to fit in a seat. I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, 1 + 1 = 2, right? So if you can't fit down the aisle, they want to buy 1 seat, but they want the airline to give them the second seat for free. This is where they're going. Or make the seats larger to accommodate somebody's health issues. This is where we're getting, where it's like everybody has to be accommodated for everything. Again, if somebody's handicapped or whatever it is, I do think that we should try our best as a society to cater to them. I'm not saying to just basically collapse all forms of helping people, but it's getting a little bit silly now. And I'd also like to point out, when somebody is obese, they're maybe not qualified to do that position. That's why we see in a lot of positions, hey, you have to be able to lift like 50 pounds or whatever it is, height and weight. I mean, there's certain things that only support so much weight. There's only things that can be operated by people within certain height requirements. So what do? Offer more machinery, offer different jobs to those people that you're not even looking for to be hiring in that position? I mean, there's so many questions that go involved in this, but we see this a lot of times from Democrats. Again, this social justice stuff of like, well, we think this is an issue. We don't really know how much of an issue it is. We don't really know if we should be spending time on this issue because there's so many other important things going on out there in the world that we should be focusing on. But hey, let's do it anyway. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Maybe there's no harm, no foul on this. Maybe people are being discriminated because of their size and they need whatever reason for this to be implemented. So there's no discrimination. Hell, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I personally think it's a little bit of a waste of time. Maybe it's more of an issue than I realize. But I would love to hear from you in the comment section. Buy yourself a copy of Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. Folks, buy it for a friend or family member. Even if you don't want to buy it yourself, If you're not a reader, maybe one of your family members is, or if you just want to support an American Patriot and just have it on the shelf, and somebody walks in and go, hey, what's that book? You go, oh, that's Bald Brad. Oh, we watch his show. Phenomenal show. The best of the best. The guy's insane, but we love him. It's a little bit of advertising for me. Send it out on social media. Tell people to buy it. If you're not going to buy it, grab the Amazon link down below and just send it on your social media. Say, hey, if you're interested in buying this book, if you're a Republican or conservative, buy this man's book. Somebody else might buy it. Your guys' help would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you tomorrow here on the show. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.